1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. How can I sleep tonight when my life is falling to pieces? Couldn't turn out the lights when the meds are wearing off.
Hello and welcome back. If you guys didn't catch my last video, which I will link up above, I have just recently finished draft 2 of my debut fantasy novel. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Andy. About a year ago, I started drafting my first fantasy novel that's intended to be a trilogy called House of Aphtos, and I just recently finished revising draft 2 for the first book in that series. So I'm now in this awesome space where I get to head into draft 3, but amidst doing all this, I am attempting to level up my knowledge with kind of my craft skill with writing. Over today and tomorrow, I get to be in the city doing a little bit of travel, and so I thought it would be fun to kind of vlog for you guys a little bit of my writing time that I get done over the next few days, as well as my, I guess what I'm calling study time that I get done. As I head into draft 3, I have some pretty specific goals for what I want this draft to look like. I have a pretty clear idea in my head of what the book is lacking at this moment, but I want to make sure that I am equipped on a skill level and on a craft level to implement the changes that I'd like to see in the manuscript. So in order to do that, I'm kind of doing a mini little bit of time of kind of crash course learning. I have a couple resources that I'll be utilizing for that, but the first thing that I started about a week ago was listening to the Brandon Sanderson lecture and taking some notes on that as though I was in the class, and that's been really helpful so far. I don't feel like there's been any content in that that's been groundbreaking or made me feel like I have to go back and undo a bunch of work that I've done on this manuscript. However, it has helped plant some seeds of things that I think could be improved, and also just affirmed some of the choices that I made when writing. I feel like it's helped me feel more confident in why I did what I did. So that's been really great. I'm on part 3, I think. It's like 12 hours total of lecture content, and I think I've gotten through about 3 hours of it. So my goal for day 1 of city vlogging and getting a little extra writing time in is to listen to another one of those lectures and take notes on it, and then to go through another chapter of part 1 of the manuscript. For draft 3, I've been going through and really focusing on line level elevations and cleaning up any inconsistencies within the manuscript, so that way when it's handed off to beta readers, I can feel really confident that I've done everything I possibly can for errors or things that could be strengthened that I'm aware of. My goal is that all the feedback that I receive from beta readers will be things that I could not see by myself. I want to get this as polished as possible before I receive feedback on it, because I think that will give me the space to hear the most useful feedback. If there are mistakes that I know should be improved before the book is published, then I know it's not going to be super fun to hear about those anyway when I knew they were already a problem. So my goal is to fix everything that I can think of or that I can see that seems to be an issue or could be improved upon. This book is broken up into 3 acts, and I have the first act. I've revised up to a draft 3 level the first 2 chapters so far. Coming off of the retreat that I just went on, I was just feeling very, I don't know, passionate, eager. Like the idea of taking a break from this manuscript felt horrible. And so I just decided to trust that intuition and that excitement over the project and let myself get to work right away. But that being said, I definitely have been pacing myself, and I have known that nothing that I have touched so far has to be finalized in the form that it'll go to beta readers in yet if I don't feel that it's ready. So I've at this point reworked and really spent so much time with the first 5 chapters of this book that I felt it was pretty safe for me to jump into editing those sections of the manuscript before I do this little crash course of education that I was just talking about. So there's a couple other things I want to continue to learn and just use over this kind of time of preparing myself for the best version that this manuscript can be in draft 3 and as it goes to beta readers. And so I'll be planning to reread the Save the Cat book and take some more annotations in that. So those are some of the broad resources that I'm planning on utilizing at this point. There's also some great author tubers that I plan to watch and take notes on as well. So anyway, that's very exciting. Brielle just put out a really great video of how to level up your writing. I would encourage you to go check out that video if you haven't seen that yet. She and I are on a similar kind of journey of wanting to improve our skills, and she's put together some great resources in that video if you want to check that out. So I think that's all for this intro, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get some coffee. It's just after lunchtime. I had great lunch. It was at Core Life, if anyone knows what that is. It's like a Chipotle for salads. So that was good. I had a really good Greek salad and got a unsweetened green tea with a splash of lemonade in it. absolutely delicious. But you know how it is. One fun beverage is never enough. And I've only had like half a cup of black coffee today. So let's go get a fun little latte, get a setup, and get to work.
Put on a perfect face. There's no scars on the surface, but behind clever curtains you'll find that everything was staged. Thought the applause was worth the whole charade. You bought a dream on a pretense, selling pretend, making your wealth out of self-betrayal. Justify all the reasons for why you deserve it, no matter the price you paid. Can you see me for who I am? Underneath the canvas I painted on, the slanted rhymes in my songs, the sleight of hand that breath. I'm so wrong, so let the curtains drop.
Okay, I was in that coffee shop for maybe about an hour. It wasn't super long. They actually closed at 3 o'clock, which made me really sad, but it's okay because my parking ran out about 10 minutes ago. So I really shouldn't have stayed much longer anyway. I got into a little bit of chapter 3 and started looking over that, and also got a little bit of work done for my actual job. And I think I'm going to go to the public library that's only a mile or so from here, because if I go to another coffee shop, I'm surely going to buy another coffee, and I really don't need more caffeine. So I got a little cappuccino when I was in there, which was delicious. And I think now it's time for me to drink some water, and the library will be free and quiet and awesome. So I think I'm going to go there. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue going through chapter 3 and then watch the Sanderson lecture, or the other way around, but those are kind of my two objectives for the day. And yeah, I also have a draft 3 checklist that I started as I was finishing up draft 2, which has been really helpful because it's really easy in the heat of the moment, especially when you're in, act 2 or act 3, to think, okay, this needs changed. And then you just have to kind of trust yourself to remember it when you get into the point where it's actually time to change it. But thankfully, I started making a checklist when I was thinking of those things. So it's not super daunting, actually. There's quite a bit of reform to this manuscript that already happened in draft 2. So I'm feeling pretty confident about the overarching state of the story. But I have some details to clean up in draft 3, and I'm really grateful that I started that checklist ahead of time. So I'm going to continue revising chapter 3, I think, and kind of going through the line levels on that. And then we'll jump into the Brandon Sanderson lecture, which I'm on the final section of his plot portion, I believe. We'll check in on that soon, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. All right, let's go. Also, it's stunning out, so I might go for a walk at some point too. I have one thing I have to do for work this evening, but that's not till 6:30, and it's currently only 3 o'clock. So it'll take me about a half hour to get there. I should get there a little early. So I've got about 3 hours of time to kill. So I think I will write for a little bit, watch the Sanderson lecture, and then go for a walk somewhere before I have to do my work obligation this evening. All right, that's the check-in. Let's get going. Okay, I'm going to have to kind of whisper because I'm in the library, but I just got through the first scene break of chapter 3, and I can kind of feel my attention to detail slipping a little bit, so I think I'm going to take a break and hop into the Sanderson lecture because I think that'll be good use of time. And then I think I'm going to go on a walk before I have to go to the work thing, but wanted to give you guys that update. I think the biggest thing that is shifting in line level edits for this pass is just stronger dialogue and taking out unnecessary words, or just making it more straightforward and stronger language in each dialogue pass and each exchange that's happening. So that's been the main thing. None of the main actions in the scenes are changing. It's more so just strengthening what's already there. So I'm happy with that. But like I said, I could kind of feel myself not paying as close of attention to detail. So I'm going to switch over to taking notes and listening to the Brandon Sanderson lecture. And yeah, that's where we're at.
Saw your silhouette in the back